start by getting your thoughts on the draw at Boreham Wood. Did you see plenty of positives from that game that you can take for the Gateshead game on Tuesday?
Yeah, yeah. I think the manner in which we started the game was very, very positive, and I think that throughout the game there were spells where we were very dominant and we created good openings, but then just mixed in with moments of madness and some bad decisions. But yeah, lots of positives, and we're in good spirits going into the game tomorrow.
Yeah, you mentioned the bad decisions ultimately that led to the goals or the situations for Boreham Wood. How do you go about nullifying those early on?
Well, we started the game, like I say, we started the game perfectly well. For quite a long period, we didn't allow anything at all. I think the first opening, for me, we didn't react great to their first half chance, and then it led immediately to another, and then to another, and then ultimately to the goal. So we just have to remain focused and be able to ride the bumps better. But we've been frank about that today. The whole group together, we looked at the game, and those type of actions that were turning points. So yeah, we're still a work in progress, but we have to be honest about those things, and we have to go and address them in training.
Yeah, and the draw, of course, means it's an unbeaten start to the season. How key is that to remain unbeaten so far?
Yeah, we should, in my opinion, we should have two wins, because the first one is without doubt. I think the Boreham Wood game we should win. Boreham Wood, of course, are very, very good at what they do as well. But I think we've done enough to win, and particularly going in front twice makes it difficult for me to accept, because I think when you score first in control, you should be able to manage the game appropriately and walk out winners. But it's great that we didn't lose, and we need to now go with the mindset to try and win again.
Yeah, just looking at the National League table, no side has actually won both their opening games yet. I suppose that's a key indicator as to the quality of the league and the fact that a lot of teams can go anywhere and get results.
Yeah, I think that what I've learned already is that teams are very competitive, and they don't nobody gives up. The mentality of the players is very strong, that they will continue to run and to fight for every ball. And that's why we have to maintain our level throughout the game very high, so that we can try to avoid these really tough moments that teams try to threaten you with.
Yeah. On to Gateshead tomorrow night. They started off with two draws, two good draws as well. For them coming up from the league below, what have you made of their start?
Yeah, very. I mean, look, I know the manager, and I know he's outstanding. So I expect them to be organised, and they're going to be motivated by the manager. Um, but we should go there with a strong mentality ourselves, and expect to be able to have a chance to win the game. But we know it's not going to be easy at all. It's going to be a tough day for us. But we're prepared for that.
Yeah, and it's going to be a big game as well for Corley Landstaff and Kedwin Scott. Something they'll relish against their former club, do you think?
Yeah, I think so. I think, look, they want to play against everyone, but there is that added thing that it's a former club and you want to show them how good you are, and that's just completely natural. And I'm sure the guys are going to be really, really focused for this one in particular. Definitely.
Yeah. What kind of reception do you think they'll get? Like you see it often, don't you, when a former player comes back to the club, but the way that Maka and Edwin, how well they did for Gateshead, do you think they'll have a warm welcome, or maybe sort of warm to begin with, and then depending on how the game goes on, not so warm?
Yeah, I think I can't imagine anything other than a warm welcome from the beginning, because not just the contribution that they made was exceptional, but both of them as men, they're very likable guys. So I'm sure the fans had plenty of interaction with them, and they can sense the character. But they're here now and they're committed to us, and so if they have to go and inflict on their former employers, they will, and potentially will lose a few adoring fans along the way. But I'm sure once it's all said and done, they will always be warmly welcomed back every time that they go back home, for sure.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will. So a couple of long distance trips for you, obviously with Bournemouth on Saturday, and then long trip up to Gateshead on tomorrow evening. How do you manage that with training and player preparation?
Yeah, we're trying to help the guys recover as well as they can with nutrition and with all the aids that we have to try to help players recover physically, with the contrast baths and the stretching and all the supplements that they can take and so on. Like I'm sure all the other teams will do the same. But yeah, we have to try to be sensible with the training load for today, and try to focus a lot on recovery, and then try to show as much detail we can with the video, so the guys don't have to physically do as much work as they would do on a Saturday to Saturday. But yeah, the travelling is a realistic thing for every team, and we're positioned quite well because we're close to the middle, so it's not as much as Swansea, when it takes you an hour to get out of Wales before you start travelling in England. So no, we try to manage the travelling and the recovery as well as we possibly can.
Yeah. Back to Saturday, 2 good goals, of course. How do you keep up that intensity, especially on the road?
Well, you said it, and unfortunately for the players, there's no let up in terms of the intensity that we are asking for from each other, and the players believe in that, and the staff believe in that. So we need to demand the intensity. We have to find the energy from somewhere. We can of course change certain players in the team as well. And if you come in from fresh, you need to give the team energy. You need to lead with that intensity. But yeah, again, our opponents have played, and they will have players trying still to recover from their previous game. So we have to try and find the energy from somewhere, and we have to try to play with real intensity to produce those type of moments that we saw that led to the goals in the Bournemouth game.
Yeah, absolutely. And very finally, have you got a clean bill of health for tomorrow night, or is there a couple of players on the injury table?
Yeah, we're pretty much we're still assessing one or two players didn't take part today in any physical work, because we're trying to make sure that we give them the best chance possible to recover. But by and large, we're in good shape.
Yeah, and I mean, how important is that at this early stage of the season? We've seen one or two injury issues around there, but how important is it, especially during the very busy August period, that you've got a clean bill of health and not too many out?
Yeah, definitely, because we need to be able to freshen the starting lineup, and we need obviously key players. We need them to keep being able to take to the field, and certain positions are more running in certain positions, more intense in certain positions. So yeah, we are really trying to make sure that we do everything correct to keep the boys from being injured. I mean, look, the injuries that you can't measure, as when it's contact and bad tackles and things, but muscular injuries and that we can try to limit by being intelligent what we do.